Right this second, you're just moments away from the most important relationship discovery of your life. What if you could read the mind of your man and instinctively get all of his strange, unexplained behavior towards you? What if you knew why your man still has secret doubts about you? Why he's lying to you about those doubts? And exactly what to do to shatter those doubts and replace them with hot, focused, committed love? What if you knew the truth about what he wants, how he feels about you, even what he's thinking when he looks at you? What if you knew the secrets of why men decide to commit? All the unspoken thoughts and hidden emotions that other women spend their lives going crazy over? And what if you knew the dirty truth of what makes a man fall in love, commit his heart, and literally become addicted to you? I really shouldn't do this, but I'm going to let the side down and I'm going to cross over to enemy lines and reveal to you what men everywhere frantically hope that you will never find out. What men are afraid of. Why they lie to you. Why they don't always like to open up emotionally. And what makes them lower their guard, trust you, love you, and realize that the two of you are meant to be together. Hi, my name is Slade Shaw. I'm a professional dating coach and man's man. And in this short, eye-opening video presentation, you're about to discover a secret, little-known kink in men's hard wiring that will allow you to connect the dots, speak his secret language, and gain immediate, lasting access to his heart, his mind, and his commitment, the way that no other woman ever has before. In fact, right now, as you watch these words, you already have the power to attract, seduce, and commit literally any man you want. To become irresistibly attractive to men everywhere and have an amazing committed relationship starting today. And all you have to do to get these things is listen to my words, watch this video, and do exactly as I say. Because if you can do that, then you're about to gain an astonishing secret ability to see clearly into your man's mind, read his most private thoughts and feelings about you, and literally control the outcome of any relationship you choose to have with a man. But I have to warn you that this video may not be online for very long, as I'm considering charging for this as a paid presentation, so make sure you watch it all the way to the end right now. The groundbreaking information could vastly improve your love life situation forever. It's literally that important. So let me ask you a personal question. Have you ever tried to subtly figure out where your relationship with a man was going, only to have his whole personality change before your eyes, and for him to turn into this cold and uncaring and aloof stranger? Or have you ever dated a guy that you're sure is a commitment phobe, even though everything else about the relationship is great? Don't you just wish that he would open his eyes and realize that the two of you are made for each other? That you could have this incredible relationship, be the couple that everyone else wants to be, and grow old together in love? Because if so, then you are not alone in these feelings. Now, how do I know this? I've been a professional dating and relationships coach for the last 5 years. And unfortunately, I hear heartbreaking stuff like this every day. But when my older sister and even my mom started coming to me crying because their boyfriend and my own dad couldn't give them what they needed, well, that's when this stopped being just a day job and became something that I had to do to help women everywhere for good. Now, here's the thing. Most men and women are kind of like magnets. You know, if you try to bump two magnets together, they literally push each other away. You can't make those suckers kiss no matter what you do, because they're too much alike. So much alike that they literally repel each other. But you take that second magnet away and give it iron instead, and it will cleave to that iron like a woman to a shoe sale. Now, I'm not saying that opposites attract, so you should go find some guy who's the complete opposite of you. That is not the point of what I want to get across here. What I am saying is that there's something about your behavior towards men right now that's repelling them, because it's not what he needs and wants, even if he thinks it is, and even if he tells you it is. You are the second magnet. Now, the good news is, I'm about to give you the key to unlock your intuition about men and what they need, so that you can learn how to represent the iron that he unknowingly craves as a man, and enjoy a connection with him that is simply priceless. The kind of relationship that women everywhere lust for, dream about, and try to imagine having for themselves. A connection based on true understanding and the kind of amazing, committed love that makes movies like The Notebook pale in comparison. And I'll get to that exact information in just a sec. First, I have to share an important story with you. And this story holds the key to your relationship and commitment success. Now, I want you to listen attentively because what you're about to learn will help you with your man. Deal? Okay, good. As a professional dating and relationships coach, I get asked for dating advice pretty often. Even when I'm just out socializing, somehow it often seems to come back to relationships, love, and attraction. So anyway, recently, my sister had our parents and I over for dinner to celebrate her 38th birthday. Now, we're pretty close, so not long after our parents left, she went from seeming all happy and cheerful to being rather quiet. So I asked her what was wrong. And that's when she burst into tears. It took her a whole minute to start talking properly, but when she did, she poured her heart out. Here's what happened. Earlier in the night, she told us that her boyfriend, a guy she had been with for the past 2 years, was away on business. But that wasn't the reason he wasn't there. She told me that they had actually just recently broken up. Until now, she had thought that he was the one, and that someday they'd get married and have a family. He was her best friend. He even took her on many great dates and fun getaways. She was really proud to call him her boyfriend. So I asked her why they broke up, and she said they had a little bit of a fight. Then he just all of a sudden decided to break it off. She was in tears as she told me how abandoned she felt and scared about ever having children, given that she was now 38. She said she has never felt pain as bad as this before. So I asked her to back things up a little, tell me what had happened leading up to the breakup. She mentioned how recently she had cooked dinner for him, and they were having lots of laughs, and everything just seemed perfect. And she really felt like she could feel his love, just in his expression and the way he held her and he talked to her. So she decided to open up, and she asked him about his thoughts on children and their future. He seemed keen to have children someday, and together they cuddled on the couch and they talked about the future. And then the next day, he didn't quite seem himself. He was being rather distant and not engaging in conversation like he normally does, but he just said that it was nothing and that he was kind of tired. So then the next few days, he seemed preoccupied all the time, and he didn't want to spend any time with her. She started to feel like something was wrong, even though she couldn't quite put her finger on it. So she asked what was on his mind, but all he said was he was just stressed about work. So then, when she got frustrated at him for walking over the kitchen tiles that she had just mopped, he just snapped and got angry at her about her nagging. So she stood up for herself, and instead of apologizing and giving her a hug like he normally does, instead he just said that he was sick of this, and he broke up with her. And it was like his personality had been sucked out of him. He had become cold, distant, and seemingly uncaring. So when she tried to talk to him about things the next day, he looked at her and he spoke to her like he felt nothing. And she felt so much pain and confusion that she couldn't even bring herself to ask why he'd run away so fast, or to stand up for herself at all. So here she was, telling me her story, unable to stop crying, and she still didn't even know what had made him go so emotionally cold like that, or driven him away. Now, as her brother, I felt like punching his lights out. But as a dating and relationships coach, I knew the problem ran much deeper. And unfortunately, this was by no means the first time that I'd heard this sad story. Now, in my line of work, I'd seen many women get crushed by a man's mysterious emotional withdrawal. But that didn't make it any easier to keep hearing about it time and time again, especially since it was my own sister who was suffering. And maybe that's why things turned out so different this time. Because that night, I just suddenly realized what she had done that caused him to go kind of weird on her and seemingly lose interest. The answer was right in front of me the whole time, and it was very, very simple. This all had nothing to do with what she was doing wrong. Instead, it all boiled down to a basic masculine instinct, an evolutionary kink in the wiring of a man's mind that few men, and even fewer women, even know exists. And it had the potential to change everything about this terrible problem. It's called the Paleolithic principle of romantic relationships. And applying this key principle to your life is the most crucial thing you can do to get a man to want you, to love you, and crave your company the way a sugar addict craves cookies. Now, by the way, I told my sister about this simple, powerful solution, and her face immediately lit up. Because all of a sudden, she could see for herself why he changed his mind and never looked back. She actually saw what her role in the breakup was, empowering her to quit waiting around like some doormat and move forward with her life, knowing that she would never make that mistake again. Now, I'm happy to say that this simple fact has changed everything about the way my sister handles her relationships. She's chosen a new boyfriend, and he worships the ground she walks on. And the best part? It's her mind he loves the most, because unlike other women, she gets it. She instinctively understands who he really is as a man, and this simple fact has made all the difference in their relationship. The sad part is that most women have never been told about this simple, life-changing principle, and so they don't understand the way men work deep down inside. So if you are one of those countless thousands of women who've had their hearts bruised or even broken by the fallout from this confusion, know this: you are not alone. And this misunderstanding is not your fault. Now, fortunately, there's a simple and effective solution for this terrible, painful problem. And the first thing you need to know is that men will not tell you the truth about why they pull away and lose interest. The more you try to get them to open up about what is going on inside their minds, the more they'll get agitated, and they'll try to fob you off with some statements that they think will make you feel better. They'll want to avoid spending quality time with you and, more than likely, will get in a habit of lying to you, as they don't see you as a woman who gets them. And at the same time, their interest in you diminishes the more you push to try to get them to open up. Now, it's really important that you understand that the way you look at him, talk to him, and speak your mind around him totally dictates whether he feels overwhelming love for you, like you are the one, or whether he loses desire and interest. And all of these things have a cumulative effect on the success and commitment of your relationships. Now listen, when you know how to apply this truth to your relationships with men, you'll be able to experience what it means to truly connect with him. You will become powerfully attractive to men on an unspoken, instinctual level, because you will be the only woman who knows this unspoken truth about he functions as a man. You will know what other women do not. And that kind of gives you a secret, almost unfair advantage. Now, here's what I mean by all of this. Even though most women believe that they know their partner better than anyone else, the truth is that men are a lot like icebergs. What you see is just the tip. There's actually a whole icy world that's floating below the surface that you don't even know is there. And here's the clincher. Neither does he. He can't explain this stuff to you himself, because that would be like you trying to explain what happens when your heart pumps blood or you take a breath of air. You know it's happening, but you don't know exactly how. Now, to put it simply, men are wired very differently from women. I know, duh, right? But here's what I mean by that. Back in Paleolithic times, when we all lived in caves, men originated as the hunters and protectors of the human race. Women raised the kids and foraged for berries. But men roved the forest and killed animals with their bare hands in order to bring home the meat that kept everybody alive. They were the hunters. They've always been the hunters. And as far as their instincts are concerned, they still are the hunters. And their brains and emotions are organized to prioritize achievement, killing those animals and feeding the tribe, over literally anything else. Which means this: men would rather achieve a higher status than commit. This simple fact infuses literally every aspect of your relationship with a man, from how he feels about you deep down inside, to how he talks about you to his friends, to how he acts during a fight, during a date, even during sex. And you may not realize how important this is, but so much of this iceberg is floating below the surface that there's even more to it than most women believe. Now, here's an example of what it looks like. You know how if you're in the car with your guy and he's trying to find the way to a tricky new destination, like negotiating uptown traffic while searching for the restaurant where you have dinner reservations, and he's having trouble finding the right place, and you've gone up and down the same street 3 times looking for the parking garage, and how, if you so much as suggest an alternate route, he gets defensive, he pulls back, and he goes silent. Well, that's because he's the hunter. And a hunter's #1 skill is finding his way through new terrain and returning triumphant with his life-saving burden of meat and food at the end of each expedition. It's that ability to provide and protect where 100% of his self-worth and sense of masculinity comes from. And it has everything to do with his ability to love you. Because when a man doesn't feel like he's winning, he starts to feel very weak and he feels very small. And he becomes literally unable to reach out and give you the love, the attention, and the commitment that you desire and that you deserve. And understanding this fact has literally everything to do with how strongly he commits to you, and even whether he commits at all. I'll get to the details of how you can use this information to your advantage in just a few moments. But for now, all you need to know is this. When it comes to love, commitment, and understanding how attraction works for your man, it all comes down to the Paleolithic principle, which affects every aspect of who he is and how he relates to you. Once you've got this principle under your belt, you'll be able to enjoy a literally fairy tale relationship where he dreams about you, talks about you, and spends all his afternoon fantasizing about you, where he doesn't even notice other beautiful women walking by because he only has eyes for you, where he thinks of you as the sexiest, smartest woman he's ever known, and where he'll love your amazing mind, not just your beautiful face and body. Now let's face it, beauty fades, but your mind stays constant. And when a man loves you for who you are, his love grows with time, instead of crumbling away to nothing as your body starts to age. And figuring out how to apply the Paleolithic principle to your relationships is what gives you that mysterious power to occupy his mind and his heart all day long, and to enjoy his unswerving love and commitment for life. So, how does the Paleolithic principle work? Well, let me tell you about a woman called Jan. You see, Jan came to see me at my office recently because she felt like her marriage was falling apart. Now, even though her husband had always been attentive and loving, recently he'd become emotionally disengaged and kind of indifferent towards her. He started working more, talking less, and turning away from her in bed. They'd always been close and loving, yet now it was like he just couldn't be bothered. Instead of talking, he was grunting, ignoring her in favor of the TV, and leaving her feeling old, anxious, and abandoned. It was like there was now a wall of glass between them that she just couldn't break through. And she was grieving for their marriage and the man she loved. But when I shared the Paleolithic principle with her and helped her apply it to her marriage, she immediately lit up inside. She seemed to grasp it immediately and know exactly what needed to be done, because now, suddenly, she'd gotten her hands on the holy grail of great relationships. She finally understood how men think. And she knew just what to do when he started to pull back, ignore her, or when he went distant and aloof. Instead of feeling confused and sad, now everything started to make perfect sense. No more frustration, no more backbiting, whining, or any of the stupid arguments. And best of all, no coldness or distance between them. All of a sudden, she knew which special, simple words will bypass his defense system, and knowing when to use those words to create a sense of masculinity, respect, and freedom in his heart, so that he turns towards you instead of away. Or changing his feelings about commitment and love by learning how to think about these things yourself, and then talking about these things in such a way that he naturally agrees and mirrors your beliefs. And now Jan gets to live the dream. She feels pretty, she feels sexy, secure, and adored. And best of all, she gets to enjoy the excitement and fresh, heady buzz of a new relationship all over again, even though they've been married for 20 years. Now, when I see how few women know about this principle and the devastating effect it has on their love lives and even how they feel about themselves, it really breaks my heart. Because when you have the Paleolithic principle and start applying it to your life, it's like you have a magic spell for hauling his attention back around and fixing it firmly on you. It's the secret sauce that bypasses his brain and goes straight for his instincts. Because a man can sense when a woman truly understands him. And when you become that woman who gets it, you will witness an incredible transformation in your man. And you will get to experience your very own dream relationship with an insatiable Prince Charming who can't keep his hands or even his heart off of you. A beautiful, private world where you feel so committed and cherished that you could literally walk around in your bathrobe all day with unwashed hair and he still won't be able to keep his eyes off you. he'll think you're the most beautiful woman in the world, even with no makeup and even morning breath. Because when a man is with a woman who gets him and understands him, it doesn't matter anymore what she wears or how she looks. He is hooked like a fish. And he can't get enough, because no other woman has ever been able to make him feel the way you do. When I saw how well this principle was working, I knew I was onto something, well, pretty amazing. And I knew I had a duty to share this secret sauce with as many women as possible. So listen, when a man really loves a woman, he doesn't mess around. He wants to try and lock her down before she can get any funny ideas about leaving or starts wondering how he really feels. He won't leave anything up to chance. You won't want to take that risk. And that's why I am so excited for you today, because you're about to get your hands on this guide and finally get what you need from a man who's truly committed to you. And when you know how to understand his secret man code, those dangerous cold times will fade into the distant past. And that is not even the best part. Have you ever wanted a guy who doesn't just say he loves you, but who often and enthusiastically proves that he loves you? The kind of guy who anticipates your needs. He brings you chicken soup and cough lozenges when you're sick. He gets up before you're even awake to brew your favorite morning coffee. Who brings you flowers and funny, thoughtful little gifts, not only on your birthday or anniversaries, but just because he felt like it. Guys naturally do these sorts of things when they're really in love, because they love you and they want to be sure you know how much they care. But you can't ask for this sort of behavior. For it to mean anything, it has to come spontaneously and from the heart. And usually, it's only those women who are naturally lucky in love who get to experience this sort of unstoppable downpour of masculine affection. But when you start using the Paleolithic principle, you'll notice these exact sorts of dramatic changes happening in your relationships with men. Because you too will finally become one of those women. The ones who have men tripping over themselves to please you, protect you, and make sure you feel constantly loved and connected. You will understand him the way no other woman can, and you'll have that secret sauce that holds his attention and fans the flames of his attraction. Even after your body starts to age, your beauty starts to fade, and you're using a Zimmer frame just to get around. This is the secret guide to how men think that I've worked on for so long, and that's changed the lives of so many of my clients. And now you can have access to this guide and start feeling his attraction change and grow starting right now. I call it Why Men Pull Away. Discover what he's really thinking, but would never tell you to your face. This guide is the holy grail of attracting, understanding, and drawing in the heart of any man like a moth to a flame. And when you apply these principles, your feeling of success and triumph will take off like a space rocket. Now here's a small sample of what you'll discover in this powerful Dirty Truth guide. The one simple attitude shift that men find more attractive than anything else. This one thing creates a domino effect of positive changes in his attitude towards you and literally makes him feel addicted to your company. He'll be craving your company like a cat craves catnip, longing to hold you in his arms again and counting down the moments until he can see your face and make you smile again. How to talk about commitment with a man in a way that triggers his hunter-provider instincts, so that he automatically wants to commit, to win your love, and do whatever it takes to make sure you feel loved and cherished. How to drop your mask with a man in such a way that he just can't get enough of the real you. Now this is especially useful if you tend to self-edit or self-censor or act a certain way around a man to try and make him like you more. The one thing you must never say to a man if you want him to categorize you as commitment material. Did you know that men make commitment decisions quickly and instinctively? And once you've been categorized, it's almost impossible to change his mind. Here's how to use this decision-making trait to your advantage to create powerful commitment and love. How to use an incredibly forceful mood magnet effect to trigger a gut-level attraction and sense of commitment so strong that he won't even realize it's happening, because he'll be too busy feeling it instead. Plus, what every man's biggest fear is, why he can't ever tell you about this fear, and the simple words that will reassure him and unleash his deepest affections for you. How to get him to finally open up about his feelings. And the amazing feminine bait trick that keeps him focused on you, even when you've been together for years or decades. You're also going to know how to be vulnerable around a man in such a way that triggers his deepest need to protect and cherish you, so that you can feel totally secure, totally loved, and as emotionally open as you want. Now, sadly, most women don't understand this key ability. And yet, this is key if you really want a strong commitment from him. Now, let me ask you this. Do you feel like you are always the one who goes out on a limb with a man? Here's how to squelch that bad habit that creates that feeling so that you never have to beg for validation or wonder what he's thinking about you ever again. Because he'll be so busy smothering you in affection and writing you sexy mid-afternoon text messages that holding out on you will be the last thing on his mind. And you'll discover how to speak to a man using his own secret language so you can quit getting all tangled up in misunderstandings. This one tip enables him to love you for who you really are instead of getting scared or driven away by confusion. Plus, how to set yourself up for a happy, successful, committed long-term relationship with a man, even if right now he feels like a total commitment phobe and is constantly backing away from you. And you'll know exactly what to do if he's a workaholic. Sick of spending evenings and weekends alone and lonely? Here's how to change his mind about working so much without even talking about it. And the results from this trick are so incredible that you'll think you've been transformed into Aphrodite, the gorgeous goddess of love. Okay, now that was a lot of ground to cover, and maybe you're feeling a little swamped right now. And if so, that's okay, because I'm going to sum it all up for you. Basically, you've got 3 choices on where you can go from here. Option 1, you could hire a relationship counselor and pay hundreds of dollars an hour for their help, and hope that they know about the Paleolithic principle and how to quickly increase a man's feeling of desire and commitment towards you. Then there's option 2. You could sit down by yourself and try to figure out how to do this all on your own. Or there's the third option, the clever option. You can sit back and let me do all the hard work for you. And guess what? I already have. Why struggle with pain and confusion? Why risk your relationship and your future, especially when you can have immediate access to everything right now and start enjoying his adoring, admiring, committed love for you tonight? I'm Slade Shaw, creator of Why Men Pull Away. Why Men Pull Away is the precise, powerful blueprint that's been shown to work on women of all ages, that's undergone years of testing, and that allows you to finally get all the commitment, the love, and the romantic, sexy adoration you want from a man who is your emotional equal. But first, I want to share a few more exclusive benefits that this system will deliver to you. You're going to get 5 proven, powerful techniques for reading his mind, so you can see past the facade he's presenting to the world, and to you, enabling you to give him what he needs as a man the way no other woman he knows ever could. You're also going to discover why men need to feel a sense of movement and momentum in their relationships in order to keep moving forward and craving more of you, and how to create that exact feeling in him so he instinctively feels like a rugged hunter ruthlessly pursuing his prize. And that is you. This triggers his masculinity and creates powerful feelings of irresistible attraction like you wouldn't believe. And he won't be able to believe how exciting, how connected, interesting, and fun his relationship is with you either. The price of Why He Pulls Away is valued at $97. Yet, Why He Pulls Away is not all you'll be getting today. I'm going to be giving you, free of charge, these value-added bonuses. Your first free gift is going to be Communication Secrets for Strong Long-Term Relationships with acclaimed relationship guru, Renee Piane. This bonus alone is worth $37, and you won't believe the wisdom and useful, practical tips you'll get from Renee. She shares a host of proven tips to tune up your love life. You'll learn things like what you need to talk about before you move in together, how to criticize your partner without triggering his defensive reactions. This is how to speak your mind and get what you want without hurting his feelings. Even how to tell if your relationship is worth working on, or if you should move on to something better. And you'll also get how to reignite and maintain long-term attraction with the gorgeous guru herself, Fox Online Life Coach Marie Forleo. This free gift by itself is valued at $47. You'll learn how to instantly ignite a high-octane fire in your relationship and really start feeling the heat. And your relationship can stay hot, sexy, and happy no matter how long you've been together, if you follow Marie's advice. And I promise you, you're going to love her. If you haven't met Marie yet, she's like the best friend you always wished you could have. Plus, I've made sure to convert these valuable, exclusive interviews into download PDFs, just so you can get access now and start tonight. And of course, you'll get the original professional quality audio downloads too, so you can get access to this valuable information when you're driving, or working out, or simply relaxing in your seat. which means you can start subliminally reprogramming your mind to internalize these life-changing concepts even more quickly. It's almost like being hypnotized into relationship success. Plus, if you act now, I'll also give you special access to my one-time only exclusive super bonus. A collection of interviews with dating experts answering the attraction and commitment questions of 20,000 women around the world. Yes, we interviewed over 20,000 women. We pried into their secret private lives and we got their deepest, most burning questions about men. And now you get unlimited access to what professional dating experts and real men have to say about those questions. This eye-opening interview collection reveals truths about men, love, and sex that you have never heard before. And you won't be able to believe the skyrocket effect this knowledge is going to have on your relationship. Your partner will be getting shivers of anticipation up and down his spine, just waiting until he can wrap his arms around you and hold you close. And he will be bragging to all his friends about how he got the only woman in the world who actually understands men. Now you can see how Why He Pulls Away is worth $97. Even without the bonuses, this is an incredible bargain. Yet I know that $97 is still a big chunk of change to a lot of people, and I don't want you to miss out just because you're trying to budget. As you know, I'm passionate about helping women everywhere to finally experience the exact kind of relationships that they've always wanted. The dream relationship that's your birthright as a beautiful, smart, desirable woman. So you will not be paying $97 today. Not $77. Not even $67. Your total investment today, including the full Why He Pulls Away commitment system and all the incredible bonuses that have already worked so well for thousands of ecstatic women, is now only one payment of just $47. That means you can get started figuring him out and gaining his spine-tingling, won't take no for an answer addiction to you tonight. And finally, experience the commitment and rock-steady adoration of your very own Prince Charming. Plus, unlike those other bogus relationship courses, this one is guaranteed to work. Not only do I have the social proof in the forms of hundreds of ecstatic clients, but I'm so confident that these powerful proven principles will work for you that I am going to take all the financial risk myself. Just try Why Men Pull Away for a full 60 days. If you're not absolutely over the moon ecstatic with your results, I will happily refund every penny. No hassle, no BS, no fine print. Look below this video right now. Click on the button below that says Add to Cart to claim your massive discount now. You'll access the most private parts of his mind and create a spine-tingling chemistry that you haven't felt since the first time you kissed. You'll finally be able to sit back and enjoy the experience of him treating you like a real woman, because when a man is really feeling the love, he doesn't mess around. He pulls out all the stops to make sure you know exactly how much he cares. And that's when he starts rushing to open doors for you, pulls out your chair, places his hand lovingly in the small of your back to guide you across a busy street or a crowded room, and who absolutely floors your friends with how sincerely and strongly he wants to take care of you. Wouldn't you love to experience life this way? To start right now and experience a level of love and adoration in your life that you used to think was reserved only for the luckiest of women. So if you're ready to admit that you need help, if you're ready to apply this wisdom, and if you're ready to experience the kind of earth-shattering success in your love life that other women can only dream about, then I'm ready to welcome you into the inner circle, my group of cherry-picked clients who get to have access to Why He Pulls Away. And I can't wait until you feel the tingle that shudders through your body when you start experiencing the heat and romantic warmth of real commitment. So it looks like you've got a decision to make. How about we make it a super easy one, huh? You could carry on doing what you've always done, and hoping against hope that someday he'll just figure it out, how to give you what you need in your relationship. Or you could try to explain what you need yourself, in your own words, and really try to get through to him this time. And we all know how well that works. Or you could start acting like a strong, smart, self-respecting woman and wake up from the spell you've been under for gosh only knows how long now, and realize that this is it. Your life is passing before your eyes. And with every day that you continue not to act on this, your relationship continues to edge closer and closer to that cliff that's lurking in front of you both. Until one day, you realize that you've wasted years being unhappy, never quite getting what you really want, never experiencing the love and the unswerving commitment that you're entitled to. And now it's too late. You're an old woman, your options have dried up, and the train has left without you. Don't let this happen. Right this second, the answers to your dreams and cravings are right in front of you. And now is your chance to break free from the pain and deception and seize the future that you really want. By following the principles in this simple, enticing, powerful guide, you'll learn how to understand men and how to make them crave to commit to you and only you. You'll start to notice the difference immediately. And you'll be so full of energy and joy, so bubbling over with happiness and irresistibility, that men everywhere will find themselves mysteriously drawn to your feminine power and your confidence, like hungry bears to a honeypot. Plus, you risk absolutely nothing. If you don't see the exact results you desire in 60 days, you pay absolutely nothing. And my friendly support staff is always just a quick email away, no matter what time of day or night. Look below this video now. Click on the yellow button that says Add to Cart to receive your massive discount now. With the principles you're about to learn and all the secret, concentrated wisdom that's distilled into this simple guide to what men really think, you will finally know what he wants, what he's thinking about, and how to make him love you, want you, commit to you, and stay devoted to you throughout all of life's ups and downs. You just do not want to delay for 1 second longer. And here's why. First, you'll remember that I slashed the price by over 50% just so you can get started today. Yet, any day now, I'm going to be raising that price back up to its full market value, and I might even be doubling it. So you need to act now before it's too late. Plus, let's not forget that relationships are the most important things in life. Who cares how rich or successful you are if you have to spend every day alone? This manual gives you everything you need to know about men so you can worm your way into his defenses and automatically trigger his commitment reflexes and get him to imprint on you like a helpless little puppy dog who just wants your love. And how will you feel a year from now, or worse, looking back from your 80s, at the end of a life spent mostly alone, and knowing that you could have experienced the bliss of being your ideal man's dream girl starting today? But instead, you just let that opportunity slip away into nothingness because of simple inertia. I bet you'd want to reach back down through the years and give yourself a hefty kick in the pants for even thinking about dilly-dallying. So instead of suffering and wondering what could have happened, let's make sure you beat the odds and get what you really want, and make the only choice a smart woman can make: to seize the moment and grab your chance at happiness with both hands. I'll give you every reason and opportunity to experience the exact kind of love that you most want. And now it's up to you to take action. Just remember, the decision you make now is going to affect the rest of your life, from today until the end of your tomorrows. And if what you really want is true love, solid commitment, and lasting happiness with a man who's your emotional equal, then you know what to do. Click the big, inviting Add to Cart button below this video. And let's get your new life started now, before it's too late for you. So here's to your amazing success and lasting love, happiness, and joy. I can't wait to hear about your miraculous success in love. Now, P.S. The secret wisdom in this book has taken me years to boil down and concentrate into this manual. And the result is a book that's jam-packed with the exact information you need to start improving your relationship right now. It's already worked for countless other women just like you, and it's 100% guaranteed. So there is literally no risk to try it out on your own life. Today, here, in this moment, you get a shot at your perfect relationship for less than the cost of a tank of gas. And I know you don't want to squander your opportunity to reach out and grab true love with both hands. So don't miss out on your chance at a future full of love, happiness, and lasting commitment. Just click the Add to Cart button now to get immediate access to everything and start accessing your man's heart, mind, and love tonight.